Just a quick clarification point. Most of the cars carry three-wheel brakes. Doug's chassis, very advanced. They're operating with a prototype two-wheel brake system as they come down for the traditional four abreast wave to the crowd. A big salute, always done in a sprint car race, Steve, just before the green flag drops for the feature race.
Even outlaws can have tradition.
Yes, sir. And we've got on the pole Jimmy Horton in the one end, Brad Doty out of Kittney, Pennsylvania, a solid pilot in the 28D. Sammy Swindell in that second row. Now that's where his fast qualifying time pays off. They've inverted the four quick starters for the feature race
to make for better racing.
Yeah.
Fred Linder alongside Swindell in that second row. Boy, he's an old timer, huh, from Ohio?
Yes, he is. He's been around a long time. He knows how to drive one of these things. Doug Wolfgang's got a bad start. He had qualifying problems. He's next to another one of the Kinser brothers, Kelly, and then Jack Haudenschild we saw win one of the earlier heat races, and the last two guys out of the consolation, Schumann and Hood.
21 cars for 20 laps of racing. There should have been 22 cars, but Steve Kinser, the three-time champ, is back in the pit area, still trying to change engines. Right?
Okay, here they go. They're coming down for the green, and there's trouble already. Sammy Swindell, Brad Doty, Tim G, and let's see, we've got number 2 in there,
Danny Smith.
All of a sudden, they're tangled there on the outside of the racetrack, and it looked like Jeff Swindell was almost in it, but he kind of got around, and I think he kept on going. But there are 4 guys that are definitely not going anywhere for a while.
You know, we here.
Yeah, you can see Sammy jumps right up on the back of Brad Doty, and around they come. Tim G can't miss him, and everybody on the inside row gets by, and some of the guys on the outside. But old Danny Smith, he didn't have any luck at all. He appears in the picture and whank into the mess.
You know, I gotta wonder if Swindell didn't stand on the gas as soon as he saw Horton move.
Well, that's possible because again, the confusion of these really mass starts is going to cause these kind of problems. And there's Sammy. He's letting somebody else ride the car back to his pit. I don't know whether they're going to get the thing repaired or not. It looks like he's not too enthusiastic at this moment.
Well, he's been racing cars for 21. Oh, and look in the pit area now. This is going to be a break for Steve Kinser. They're waving for a push truck. The winningest outlaw of them all is still going to get a shot today.
Yes, sir. As his crew puts on the hood, he buckles up his helmet. He'll be ready for the restart after this. It's where the feature race was stopped before even one lap was recorded when Sammy Swindell and Brad Doty tangled coming off turn 4, going down to the green flag. So now we're back in action, waiting for a restart as we see Brad Doty's car, one of the cars involved in that crash, being taped up, Steve.
Yeah, and Doty checking the steering, obviously the most important thing on the car for him. What would they do without silver tape or duct tape? They even call it racer tape. So the field is back out on the track, and it's going to be aligned a little bit differently as some cars are missing, including Sammy Swindell. And that's unfortunate for Sammy because he set a local track record here with a brand new car he had never even driven before. But for Swindell, he's going to be a spectator, and our Brock Yates is down in the pit area with him.
Sammy, things kind of went bad there just coming down for the green. Exactly what happened?
Well, I think Doty got sort of close to Jimmy Horton and maybe jumped over his wheel or something, and he got real sideways, and, you know, everybody was right together and no place to go. You know, the cars just sort of got jumbled up, and I was in the middle of it.
But a good break for this driver, Steve Kinser, in car number 11. The yellow flag, or the stopping of the race, actually, has allowed the Kinser family to install a new power plant in this sprint car, and they'll be starting dead even with everybody else. They're not even a lap down because the field never even got to the green flag. The accident happened before that. The Kinser family, they are really something, Brock.
Incredible. The 3 of them in this race, Steve, Kelly in car 56, and Randy in car number 5. So almost, over 10% of the field are Kinsers.
If Steve has a good outlaw season, Brock, he will approach the $750,000 mark in earnings. I asked him about his famous family. You'd be hard-pressed anywhere in this country to find a dirt oval track fan who doesn't know the name Kinser. Steve Kinser is one reason, but what, you've got as many as, at any one time, 8 family members out there racing somewhere?
Well, I've got my father and my brother and a couple cousins racing. I think there are 6 of us going to be competing this summer.
How did this family tradition come about?
Oh, I don't know. I guess about my father, back when he's some of his younger years, he just sort of picked it up and started just oval track racing with I don't know, with the flathead Fords and the Crosley bodies and stuff. And it's just sort of worked its way up from there.
When a young Kinser reaches the age of 17 or 18, is he just kind of expected to go racing?
Well, it sort of seems like it's been sort of working that way a little bit. I don't know. You know, I was 21 when I started running, but I got into some pretty good machinery now. Some of my younger cousins, and they're getting started a little bit early, about a 17 now.
So Steve Kinser tries to find his way into line here as the cars could double up and come down, and going to try it again, Steve. Get almost, maybe they can make it all the way down to the front straightaway and take the green flag this time.
Well, they don't anticipate the green quite as much as they did before. They're learning something here today. We've got a start, and it's Jeff Swindell out in the lead in the yellow car, number 1A.
Yeah, now let's not forget, in the first start, Jeff Swindell started in 8th place, but because he was behind Doty, his brother Sammy, and Tim G, who all tangled and went out of the race, he moved up to the outside pole, jumped off on the start. He's got the lead. What a break for Jeff Swindell.
Yeah, he better keep the hammer down, because look what's coming after him. You know, I got a feeling we're going to see a much better race here than we have in some of the early events, Brock, because the lion's share of the purse is on the line right now.
There is the leader, Jeff Swindell, putting some distance on Jim Horton, who was a pole sitter, but now can't seem to make up much time on Jeff. Jeff's car is really hooked up. Notice that he's not moving the car around as much as a lot of the other guys are. The guys who have been fast around this racetrack all day have been ones who have looked very steady, and none of that smoke coming off their outside tire. They're just kind of all hooked up and nice and smooth. Notice he's not even moving the wheel a whole lot.
No, he's not, and as you're following through this race, his left front wheel, it just kind of dangles. You'll even see daylight under it occasionally.
Yep, you get that big weight transfer to the outside. There it is, just lifts it off a little bit coming off the corners. That's the way a sprint car should behave, really.
A total of 20 laps of racing here, and on the backstretch, the yellow car of Jeff Swindell has got a good advantage right now, way in front.
But Steve, look at this scrap for 6th place back here. This is the number 10 car of Dave Blaney out of Hartford, Ohio. The 29 car of Bobby Davis, Memphis, Tennessee. And they're at it, hammer and tong down the front straight.
Bobby Davis trying to duck inside him, and it is not going to work, not this time.
But let's not forget, on a half-mile track like this, almost 70% of the racetrack is corners, and it's all ice rink here. So all one of these guys has to do is bobble just a little bit, and he's lost a couple of places. And there goes Davis trying again. Boy, got a wheel underneath Blaney, but he just couldn't quite do it as it come down the back chute. There he goes.
And he's got him this time. You know, we're starting to get a taste of what this outlaw sprint car racing is really all about under the proper racing conditions.
Well, if this racetrack was just a little bit heavier so that the guys could get a little bit better bite, we'd really see a good show.
And a big, big lead for 1A, Jeff Swindell out of Memphis.
Boy, is Memphis, Tennessee a center of sprint car racing. Just incredible. There are more and more guys coming out of there. It's a real base of operations for a lot of guys.
Dave Blaney in the 10 car has been pushed down to 7th place, and he may have a hard time even holding on to that. Look at this, car number 4, that's Jack Hodden's child, 56, Kelly Kinser, and Bobby Allen in 1A, all want that 7th spot from him.
Well, Hoddenchild has won a heat here today, so he sure knows a quick way around this racetrack, but he's getting a real challenge from Bobby Allen. Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about. Wheel to wheel, you just don't see much closer racing ever than you do in sprint car competition. These guys really bounce around with each other. They know each other very well. Of course, they race 40, 50 times a year, so they pretty much know the moves that most of the guys will make on them as they compete, so they can run awful close together. But don't forget, they can ride up over the top of each other with these big fat wheels, and boy, when they do that, I'll tell you, they take some wild tumbles.
Jeff Swindell continues to lead in that 1A car, but here is a new battle for 5th spot between Keith Kaufman, a Pennsylvania driver, in 63, Bobby Davis, Jack Howden's child, and Kelly Kinser in 56. And 29 is dropping back, Brock. I think he's lost power here. That's Bobby Davis. He may be done for the day.
Yeah, he's going to park it. There's no such thing as a pit stop in a 20-lap sprint car race, so Bobby's done for the afternoon.
And here is the leader, the yellow car. Now that is Jeff Swindell, 1A, trying to get around a slower car.
And that's Tim G, who was in that first lap tangle. He should let the leader pass.
Oh, and look at this, Brock. The Outlaws are going to war for that 5th spot. That is Keith Kaufman in 63, and they are banging wheels. Jack Howden's child in the number 4 car, and also getting into the act is Kelly Kinser.
Yeah, I'll tell you, watching that Howden child, he can't be any more than 120 pounds. Just a little runt of a kid. And does he manhandle a sprint car? Look at him, all the way on the outside, way up high. Got a little loose there, but he's in it. He won't give up. got to be impressed with Jack Haudenchild, the way he drives a car.
I tell you, we're going to have a race for the lead here pretty soon, too. Jeff Swindell in the yellow car 1A is starting. In fact, he's being caught a little bit by Jim Horton, the pole sitter.
Yeah, and he still hasn't gotten past Tim G. Remember, G was involved in that little crunch with Doty and Swindell, and he started 6th, but then he moved way to the back of the pack, so he's not anywhere near in it. So he should be able to let both Horton and the leader Swindell pass, but so far he's not given up. This could cause some problems for Swindell.
Oh, you bet it could. If he makes the slightest mistake here, he's going to lose that lead, and he's got to get around G.
And he's got some more traffic ahead of him, so it's not easy. And look at this, Horton's put a move on him going down the front straight.
Don't suppose G and Horton are related, do you?
Who's to know?
Wouldn't really matter. It's every man for himself in this kind of deal.
Boy, isn't it just. But G just isn't going to get out of the way, and Horton may very well be able to use G's blocking tactics to his advantage, because he is right on Swindell's Nerf bar.
Well, if he's going to try to pass the wheel-standing Swindell, he's going to have to do it on the outside, because I don't think Jeff's going to give him an opportunity to go low.
Car's getting awful wide. It'll get wider, too.
One lap. We are on the last lap, and still it is Tim G holding up the progress of the front runner, the leader, 1A, and Jeff Swindell. Jimmy Horton, and he's around him. Brock, he got him.
He finally got around him. Now it's up to Jimmy Horton to get past him.
It isn't really going to matter, though, because the checkered flag is already being waved for Jeff Swindell, the feature winner in the Outlaw competition today. Horton has to settle for 2nd slot.
And here come a couple of old pros across the line in 3rd and 4th. Fred Linder, Bobby Allen take those runner-up positions as we complete the top 4 finishers.
So Jeff Swindell combines good driving, a beautifully prepared sprint car, a break from his brother Sammy that moved him from 8th up to the front row, and he wins it here on a less than ideal racetrack.
Well, he certainly took advantage of the pattern of the day, Steve, by getting a good start, jumping into the lead, taking the lead before actually he got into turn 1, holding it for the entire 20 laps. He drove steadily, but as long as he kept that race car straight and kept it down in the groove, there was no way anybody was going to pass him.